In our view, one of the great social injustices of our time is America's commitment to mass incarceration. We just incarcerate too many people, and they serve sentences that are far too long. That's the reason that our team has put together this program here, which is available to anybody who wants to go through it. This is Prison Professors, and there's a tremendous amount of free information here that will help any individual who's going through this journey prepare for a better outcome. And that's regardless of whether the person is spending 6 months, 6 years, or 60 years. Whatever he's facing, there's always a pathway to get through it. My name is Michael Santos, and together with my partner, Justin Paperny, and our team, who are all formerly incarcerated, we are striving to show people the pathway to make it through. And one of the strategies that I want to cover today is a project that our nonprofit sponsors, and it's right here at Prison Professors Talent, which is a completely different website right here. Prison Professors Talent is designed in such a way to help an individual advocate for himself. Because if you're going into the criminal justice system, there are going to be times when you've got to find a way to persuade case managers, to persuade a warden, to persuade somebody in a halfway house, to persuade a future business partner or employer or probation officer or whomever to see you as something different from the way that the government has tried to portray you. In the one commitment that you can expect from the criminal justice system, like with all bureaucracies, is it has a vested interest in perpetuating itself. And the more you understand that, the more you could build a pathway that will show why you're different. And one of the things that I always promise is I would never ask anybody to do anything I didn't do to you. A third is that I will never ask you to do something that I'm not still doing today. And that is about memorializing your journey through prison. That's what this program is about. It's not something that anybody else can do for you. It's something that you have to want to do so that you can use it as an asset that will help you persuade other people why you are a worthy candidate for relief. And then what I'm scrolling through right here is a timeline that kind of shows my entire journey of going through 26 years in prison. But this isn't about me. This is about you and about what you can do while you're in there. And I always like to show, well, what does that mean to memorialize your journey? I like to use this guy as an example. This is Chun Yang, who is serving a 48-month sentence or a 49-month sentence in a federal prison in California. And you could see by scrolling through his work, today is the 4th of July holiday, by the way, just how active he has been. There, he writes his own biography. He writes a journal entry for every day that he's in prison. Look, I mean, this can't be manufactured. This is real time, real work. But it's somebody who is demonstrating a pathway that's telling people they shouldn't judge him for the decision he made that brought him into prison, but rather how he responded to it. And by doing this, he is building an asset he can use to advocate for himself to get a better experience while he's in prison, and also a better experience when he comes home from prison, because he can use this in the same way somebody out here would use a resume or a curriculum vitae or some type of a story that's describing the different ways that it's basically a personal marketing package. But this is something that each individual has to do. So we encourage people to do exactly what Chun's doing. Create a biography, create journal entries every day, and the sooner you start, the better you're going to be. Every time you read a book, we encourage you to write a book report that describes why you chose to read this book, what you've learned from reading this particular book, and why this book will have an influence on your success upon release. This is the pathway that worked for me, and it's the reason that I encourage other people to do the same thing. It's also very important for you to have a release plan, and that release plan should really define what you want to do with the rest of your life, and more importantly, how you are using time inside to prepare. So we create this pathway, this opportunity for anybody to document their journey. Here's Robert Jesenick, who's currently at the Lompoc Federal Prison, doing the same thing. I know he's got a disciplinary infraction right now, which is why he hasn't published. He lost his ability to use the email system, so he can't continue, but he will. You can see how active he was before of memorializing his journey. He had 22 journal entries. He surrendered earlier in 2024. But he would just really be writing about his experience in prison and what he is doing to make his life, to prepare his life. And he's got all these books that he has read, and he writes a story about what he's learned from reading these books. And again, his release plan. How do you do it? Well, it's really quite simple. If you just visit this website, you could access it by going to, if you're familiar with prisonprofessors.com, just there, it's the second one down, talent profiles. You just build your profile. If you go to the home page, you can click on this section right here. You see that that's a link right there. And if you click it, what would happen is you would just go to this section and you would just enter the information, your name, what your registration number is going to be, your email, your mailing address, because we're going to be sending you books and so on and so forth. And you submit your application, and as soon as you do that, we have a team of interns that are nonprofit sponsors, and they're the ones that are going to maintain this for you while you're serving your sentence. So I really encourage you to use this tool, use this asset. It's the same thing that got me through 26 years in prison. It is, I messed this up here. Let's see, switch photo. I messed that up. There we go. How do I do that? Well, I don't know what I did here. But seeing me is not important. What is important is that you see this information here, and I hope that you will use this asset to memorialize your journey and position yourself for the best possible outcome. What you should always anticipate is, just like you want to get out, there are people that work for the prison system that want to keep you in. And you've got to be anticipating those obstacles and then building assets that will help you, catapult your way over the wall or back into liberty to get the highest level of liberty at the soonest possible time. And that's what this program is all about. It won't cost you a penny if you're part of our community, and our community is anybody that's going through the criminal justice system. To the extent that we have resources in our nonprofit, we are going to continue to support it. This is one of the ways that we build our advocacy campaign, and we use it to try and advocate for more incentives that will allow people to do this, earn freedom. Okay, we're really striving to build a pathway toward home confinement, and more work release programs and opportunities, but we can't do that without you. Nobody should work harder for your liberty than you, and we hope that you will use all of the resources that we make available to advocate for yourself. Thanks so much.